So the barrel swap's looking pretty good. Not really. Just got another package. Quickspool plate. This is from Spoolinboost. And this normally comes in their kit. The website says that they recommend it for people making under 300 real kilowatt, which is definitely me. Apparently you'll expect a small loss in the top end because of the restriction on the exhaust, but you'll spool up a lot quicker. Very nicely machined. If it does what it says, it's gonna be a good idea for a street car. So I just measured this the Quickspool plate for interest. It's only about 3mm thick. Now of course you run two gaskets with it, so you've got one on either side, because now you've got an extra mating surface in there. So instead of just having turbo flange, one gasket, turbo, now you've got turbo flange, Quickspool plate, gasket, turbo. So it's only about 3mm thick. Once you add the secondary stainless gasket, it's only about 3.5mm. So I was just interested for the sake of bonnet clearance, and in my situation, I don't think it was too much of an issue, but I just thought I'd have a look, and yeah, about 3.5mm, so not really any dramas there. Well, there shouldn't be. I was also a little worried because obviously the dump pipe joins with a V-band and then goes down to the cat, so of course if you had something really thick in between, it would throw off the alignment, and you'd probably end up having a bad seal between the manifold and the turbo. But being that it's as thin as it is, it should be all good. But hopefully going to get that in today, and then I'll take it for a drive and see if we get on boost a little bit sooner. I've only taken one spring off this that holds this turbo beanie on, because they're an absolute prick to get back on. But taking the bolts out of the turbo, hopefully I can lift it just enough to get the plate in and the gaskets, bolt it back in, and see if it does its job. Alright, some people might be wondering, does the Quickspool plate make a difference? It makes a huge difference. That's just made it so much more responsive. It makes it spool quick as fuck now, but I definitely have, it feels like there's more issues now. Like that's all good, but if I hold it on, or I hit 7 psi then, and then you get that real bad surging. So I'm gonna have to look more into it, but yeah, just wow, that's actually made such a big difference. Just domestics in the background.
Hello.
Cool. That's my favourite.
It's the best mod so far.
Best mod so far. Okay, I tried to film this bit of video the other day, but I was rambling too much. Yeah, so defective vehicle. highway patrol. They got me for too low in the rear, and they were pushing on the boot and saying it's too firm. They said, you've probably cut your springs for your new wheels. I said, no, I just put aftermarket suspension. And yeah, as well, if you put different suspension back in to sit a bit higher, you'll probably get a bit more travel in the rear, and you'll kill two birds with one stone by fixing that. So it is a minor defect. So I'm thinking maybe I won't have to get a full roadworthy again. If that was the case, I was going to have to pull the turbo off and everything, and that put me in a really bad mood. If I got to get a full roadworthy, that means turbo off, different wheels, because I've got 19s, they're too big, they won't go through roadworthy. Might have to take coilovers out. Have to take the BA seats out as well, because they're not really mounted properly. On Friday, I'm going to go down, pick up the FG, drive that for a while, and yeah, hopefully clear this minor defect. But there's a lot of things I want to change on the car anyway. I was thinking of ripping the turbo off and chucking like a GT 3540 or 3582, whatever you want to call it, like the BF turbo. Just fucking Chinese knockoff of one of those. I've got a cheap Chinese turbo in it now, and it's held up for the last year and around 15,000 Ks, I think. And there's no shaft play or anything. It's running quite well, but yeah, there's a few things I want to change. I want to go air to air with the intercooler, but I'm still not compromising on the cutting holes thing. So possibly go under the K-frame on both sides. I think it's doable. But I had another idea, was to go either get a custom radiator or just go find a radiator out of something that's not as tall, because basically if I can get a radiator that is, you know, about the same width, but you know, sort of a bit over 2.5 inches less height, I can run intercooler piping underneath the radiator, so that will be, you know, not under the K-frame. It won't be visible at all. And yeah, I can run a nice front mount air-to-air intercooler and run piping underneath the radiator. I'm going to have to get rid of the AC condenser as well. I mean, the one in it's busted. I do have a spare one out of the EB that's in good shape, but until I get the aircon regassed anyway, it's, you know, it's not doing anything. So yeah, I don't know what it's going to cost to get a custom radiator. So I was thinking of maybe just going to a Wreckers with a measuring tape and just seeing, you know, taking note of where the inlet and outlet pipes go and finding something that I can make work. If not, I might have to go to a custom one, because I really do want to go air to air. Just make things a lot tidier. But I'm definitely not cutting holes. I'm not going to compromise on that. I'm going to make it work some other way. But I do have another plan as well, like another project coming up. I don't know how soon. But I have a Datsun 720 single cab tray ute, and I'm going to put a 4-litre Falcon motor in it with an auto turbo E85, and it's going to be a straight up drag car. You know, just like budget. I just want to see if I can get, you know, 300 real kilowatt with E85 and just have some fun with it. You know, it's the kind of thing, if it all goes alright, you know, I could take it to like power cruise or like drift events or something. I'm not into burnout comps or anything like that. It would be sweet for it, but yeah, so I don't know how soon that's going to happen, but that'll definitely be on the channel when it does happen. I apologise for this really boring video, just talking shit. I was pretty defeat when I got this defect, but I do miss my FG, so I'll go drive that for a bit and go back to the drawing board with the ED, and sort of, if it's back at my old man's place where the FG is now, I can sort of start ripping stuff off and, you know, change turbo, change the intercooler, change the radiator. It needs, I think it needs a sump gasket as well. I think it's got a slight oil leak from the front of the sump. It needs brake pads. So if it's off the road for a bit, I can concentrate on doing more things to it. Obviously, when I'm using it to go to and from work every day, you know, I can't really rip it apart too much. If I change the turbo and go for an air-to-air intercooler, I can use this water-to-air setup and this turbo and the wastegate for the Datsun. I won't talk too much about that. It's been something that's been on the cards for a while, but it needs time and money to happen. But I'm really keen to make a start on it and start getting videos of all that. In the meantime, before things start getting chopped and changed with the ED, I've just helped a friend of mine turbo his EL XR6. That's a manual, and yeah, I got videos of that. I probably don't have near as much footage as I've got with the process of turboing this car, but I should be able to get together at least a couple videos of that, so they should be up pretty soon. Alright, thank you for watching, and I apologise for the boring long video and the rant. I'm currently trying to make it not so long, and I will try to get something interesting happening soon. The ELXR turbo videos will be up pretty soon. Alright, thanks again.